Yeah, man. Let's talk. Let's talk. Welcome back to Ear to the Streets. Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk. Let's talk about gatekeeping. Let's talk about the music industry. Let's talk about how certain artists are being put out there to be the scapegoat, how certain artists have been the scapegoat. Let's talk about how certain artists are not the scapegoat, but they're the ones that are pulling the strings. Let's talk about the channels. Let's talk about how the music industry is right now. Let's talk. Let's talk. First of all, subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section as well. Of course, as I said, it's gonna be a lot more content on this channel, up and coming stuff that we're talking about. So if you're involved or want to know a bit more about music, then make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. 100%, man. We're gonna try and push the channel as far as we can. But let's talk, man, because the music industry. Look, I ain't been in the music industry for say 10, 15 years. I ain't been in the music industry. I ain't been around it. I know that's an old life of mine. I ain't been part of that for some time now. Do you get what I'm saying? But at the same time, I still know what's been happening and what is happening and how there's certain people out there now that they're being made to be scapegoats. You gotta ask yourself this question first of all. Why is the music industry where it is? Before I even go further, I started up this platform, this channel for unsigned artists. For unsigned artists. Do you get what I'm saying? I wanted this channel to be for unsigned artists. And to be fair, credit to all the unsigned artists. Some of them are gone on to be doing amazing things. Some of them are going on and they're putting out music still. But if people understood what you have to do in order to get a music video out, get a song out, the cost, the time, that all them things do. Let's break it down. So when you've got a song, you gotta if you don't produce, you gotta find a producer, you gotta pay the producer, you gotta pay for the music, gotta pay for the beat, the instrumental. If you don't have the equipment at home, you don't have a mic, all of that stuff, then do you get what I'm saying? Then you gotta go and get that from somewhere. Either you buy it yourself or you go studio and you use the studio one. Costs money. Then you have to mix and master. Costs money. Then you have to pay. Not many. I think maybe DistroKid is DistroKid free. I don't know. Ditto Music is not free to put your music on the platforms on DSPs. It ain't free. You gotta pay them. Costs money. Artwork costs money. Music video, if you want to go that far, costs money. Promotion, promote your song, costs money. All of them things. Then you get to the point. If you're on like a GRM Daily or one of those other platforms, they charge you to put that same song on their channel. There's a couple of videos going around, and Bounce has done another one, a very good one, where he's talking about gatekeepers. Now, I'm not just talking about GRM Daily, because GRM Daily is just one thing. But there's gatekeepers. Whether people want to like it or not, there are gatekeepers to this thing. Certain artists and certain people have been put in places. They are plants. They are industry plants. They have been put in to this industry for a particular reason. Why do you think there's certain artists that we know their music ain't good and they just chart, they just fly, they're gone, clear? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that there's certain artists that we all both know, you're watching this, you know they're crap, but their music bangs and charts and it hits heights and the streams are through the roof? Why do you think that is? Because the industry, the people, and I've always said this is not a new thing. I've always said there's a ring of people, the get along gang. I used to call them the get along gang. And they're at the top and they control everything. The puppet masters, they control it all. There's certain people in the industry that will come out one day and start talking. They can't right now because the puppet masters, they can deplatform anybody. And some of these people ain't people that look like me and you. They're people that don't have any interest in the music that we listen to, but they control the music. take from that what you want, but they control the music. When you hear an artist come out now and they're talking about their owed money, this, that, the third, why do you think that is? Our scene, we don't own it. And I'm talking about the grime scene. I'm talking about UK rap, UK hip hop. I'm talking about UK drill. We don't own none of that. We don't own it. We don't own our scene. And people like Wiley were trying to tell people that from early. He tried to tell people. Remember when people used to say Wiley was going crazy on Twitter and this and that, and he'd go on his mad rants and he was trying to tell people. Everything he said in terms of music is spot on. Why do you think Wiley don't make music that much no more? And when I say music, I'm talking about music that you hear, that's playlisted, that's in the charts, that's this and that. Why do you think that is? When he was speaking about what he was speaking about, he wasn't telling no lies. There was people robbing him in his face, broad daylight, taking his money. The money that was owed to him. And he's not the only one. Other artists have come out recently and said that they're owed hundreds of thousands of pounds from record labels. This is why our scene will never, the scene will never grow. It will never get to a height or a place where we actually own stuff. Because there's two reasons. One, there's people in our scene, our industry, that don't care about the industry. They don't care about what we're trying to do as artists, or what I was trying to do. I was trying to make money in music. And I realized very early that it's never going to work. Now, some might say because my music wasn't good enough. And some might actually say, you know what? You were just ahead of the curve and you could see what was happening. I've been in rooms with people from the music industry. And the way that it's so easy to be manipulated into thinking that a deal for you is a very good deal, when in fact it's not. When in fact it's not. It's a bad deal. And when you start speaking up and telling the truth and telling people what's actually going on, they silence you very quickly. Look at Wiley. Bigger scale than that. If you want to go even further, look at Kanye West. When you start talking about what these people at the very top are doing, and what they're doing to the industry, and what they're doing to artists, and how they, even another example, go and check out Rebecca Ferguson. She'll tell you firsthand what happened to her in the music industry. She's still fighting her case now. If you don't know, she was on X Factor, all of that stuff. She went on, she signed with Simon Cowell's label. And if you go on her Twitter now, maybe she's still talking about it, but she's been fighting the fight with them lot for years. So this isn't just a grime thing or a Wiley thing. This is happening to artists, bigger, mainstream artists that have been in the industry, been in the charts, record labels, whatever. This is happening to them as well. So all this thing about people are just chatting, no. They've been in them rooms. They've been in them rooms. That's why I always say to people, just be careful who you got in the room with you. Most people I speak to now are still unsigned. And I'll tell you something, most people that are unsigned, actually the ones that benefit and profit more from their music than the people that are signed. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. People that are unsigned, the opportunities that they have, they can go and tour when they want, they can go and make music when they want. The money that they can go and put out a song today, put it on Bandcamp, and all the money goes to them. When you're signed, you've got to pay this person, you've got to pay that person. That's why music today is so diluted, and why you only hear certain artists. Back in my day, artists used to put out music twice a year and used to do a proper album campaign. Used to do the rollout. Used to have the 3 singles, the 3 videos to go with the singles. Then you put your album out. You'd build up gradually to your album. Now you got to put out your album straight away. And after that, you got to put out another song and another song. Or you're just putting out music every month. music today is so diluted. And maybe that's down to social media. Maybe that's down to the fact that we're in this sort of social media world where things are just happening like that, just rapid. But it's condensed our music down. And the people that can capitalize from that a lot are the execs at the top. They capitalize on young people. They capitalize on people who don't have the understanding of business management. Get them to sign deals that are crazy. People used to joke about Suge Knight and his death row deals. They're still happening on a larger scale. There's people that are getting millions of streams a month and they ain't seeing a fraction of the money that they should. So when you get the likes of Wiley and that telling you got to remember, it's mad. Let me give you an example. Wiley's put on and paid for studio time, put people on. There would be no Chip without Wiley, Ice Kid. You could even argue Dizzy, Skepta. A lot of artists. I know firsthand Wiley has paid for people to be where they are in the industry. He's physically put his own hands in his own pocket and paid for them. Paid his own money. And this is why when you see Stormzy rock up, Ed Sheeran rock up, come and use the scene when they want and then get off. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. They come into the scene, their industry plants come into the scene, take what they need, use it, and then get off, and you don't see them again. Because they're industry plants. They can come in, take what they want and go. Some artists can't do that. That's why grime, I think, will never be where grime should be. Grime should be at the forefront. Grime should be at the very, very top in this country with drill and UK rap. No one will listen to no. I can't even tell you what's in the charts right now. But I can guarantee you right now that on majority of people's playlists, when they have their Spotify or whatever on there, there's UK rap in there. You might have a little Deep Block Europe. You might have a little Scorcher in there. Our thing is actually keeping everything going. But the machine at the top stops the people that are making the music make the money. How can you be the one that's provided? How can we have all these artists? How have we got all these artists that are doing all these songs? Song like Scorcher, even let's talk about JME. Lethal Bizzle, who's had chart music. How are all these people still not at the very top of where they need to be? How are Krypton Conan, who have had X amount of record deals and this, that, the third, how are they having to now branch out and make skincare products and open a shop and a restaurant and this and that? Because we'll never get to the top. That's why. Because they won't allow you to. They won't allow you to get to the top. This is why when Wiley was talking about what he was talking about, the John Wolf stuff and all that, this is what I'm trying to tell people. This is actually his life. This is what he was going through at the time. These men were taking money, skimming off the top. My advice to artists is forget about Spotify and forget about all them kind of things. Get your music on Bandcamp. Go out, go and do live shows. Sell your merch at the shows as well. Create a website and sell your music through your website. Because you deserve more than 0.01 of a penny every time someone plays your music on Spotify. You deserve well more than that. You deserve more. And the gatekeepers at the top are never going to stop. The gatekeepers at the top are never going to stop. They're always going to make sure that they have their money in their pockets and they're going to have your money in their pockets. My only advice to people is put your money where your mouth is. Look out for you. Website, merch, shows, all of that. Go and do all them things. Because when the money comes through, you ain't got to split it. You ain't got to ask someone for your own money. You ain't got to distribute your money nowhere. It's your money. Make sure you subscribe, you like this video, make sure you're hitting that notification bell, comments in the section. Is the UK industry fucked? Is it completely fucked? Let me know your thoughts. We'll be back soon with another video.